War! What is it good for? Sick riffs and songs about infiltration, sabotage, and the toll that warfare takes on people's minds. Here on Metal Modern Warfare, Metal Forge Reviews, we do more than just talk about the sick riffs. As musicians ourselves, we want to help deconstruct the mysticism behind making metal music. If you're into these types of discussions, you're in the right place. I invite you to join us in our fantastic little community here and browse our slew of videos. We have organized them by playlist for you for your viewing ease. Buckle up now as we take a deep dive into Memoriam's latest album, To the End. Like amphibious troop transports suddenly landing on the beaches of Normandy, Memoriam kicked the metal world in the teeth shortly after the announcement that the mighty Bolt Thrower was disbanding by releasing their debut full-length with Carl Willits. Yes, Carl Willits, the former Bolt Thrower vocalist. Interestingly enough, according to Carl, the band was actually created as a way to pay tribute to one of the former Bolt Thrower drummers, Kitty Kearns, who was on 2 albums from Bolt Thrower, and he unfortunately tragically passed away at 38 years old in 2015. So, what is this album all about? Is it just rehashed Bolt Thrower riffs and tired sounding Carl Willits? Well, no and yes. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. So starting with atmosphere and vibe, this record is coated with that savory Bolt Thrower goodness. You know the taste I'm talking about. It tastes like rust, old combat boots, and JP8 diesel fuel burning your trash and doo-doo. It tastes like war, baby! For real though, this record has an intense atmosphere. It wants you to take its message and its music seriously. If you're expecting a Bolt Thrower-esque vibe on here, you're gonna get it. I love the atmosphere on this record. It's cold as steel and rigid like a tank's hull. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. Artist Dan Seagrave is a painter from the UK and has definitely done some of the artwork on some of your favorite death metal records. You know, these might look familiar. Yeah. So you can't go wrong with the album art here. It really showcases the sort of vibe that you're going to get into. I especially love the teal hue in the background and how it contrasts with the grayish blue elements in the foreground. It's great artwork. As far as the lyrical themes, these aren't your great granddaddy's war songs about the glory of king and country. Well, some of them kind of are, but some of the songs are surprisingly introspective, talking about topics like post-traumatic stress and readjusting to life outside of a battlefield. I applaud this team for putting on their adult pants and exploring some of these issues from a critical viewpoint instead of just glorifying warfare as a whole. Fun fact for those of you who do not know, Carl Willits actually has a graduate's degree in cultural studies, so I'm not entirely surprised that they take this sort of route with their music. The artwork and themes, I have to give them a perfect score, 5 out of 5. Here is where I have some mixed feelings, the composition of this record. Let me just preface with this. Carl Willits is a legendary vocalist. For his time with Bolt Thrower, it's just nothing short of monumental, the albums that they've put out with him as the frontman. His performance on this record has some remarkable sections where he gets outside of his typical comfort zone and really gets into these agonizing shouts and screams. It's really awesome and unlike anything I've ever heard him do before. Some of the songs, though, he sounds dreadfully tired, and he delivers a less than stellar performance. The consistency of his voice really depends on the song, and as far as the songs go musically, they're all awesome. I mean, this band is firing on all cylinders, and it sounds like a more seasoned version of Bolt Thrower. The rhythm section is totally locked on throughout the whole record, balancing melody, groove, and ferocious punk and death metal influences. The riff writing is utterly superior, with surprises in every song. If you miss Bolt Thrower's supreme riffing, you're not gonna be let down by this record. Some of the songs take a while to get going, but once they do, you're in for a hell of a ride. Carl's inconsistent vocal delivery leaves me wanting more, but he does get outside of his comfort zone a bit on the record, and I have to give him kudos for that. Composition gets 3.5 out of 5. Russ Russell, who is seen here. Looks like he has a fat dip of Copenhagen in his mouth or something. Maybe that's his tongue, I don't know. Anyway, this dude has helped to the end sound absolutely monstrous. Russ has a pretty damn stacked resume himself. Have a look at some of these records. Yeah, I'm sure you know one or two of these, you know. And there's many, many more. If you enjoyed the production qualities of Napalm Death's Throes of the Joy in the Jaws of Defeatism, you're gonna feel right at home with these sonic characteristics. The guitar tones and volumes are dialed in just right. The drums are modern, but still analog sounding. Carl sounds like he's belting 2 feet in front of you. The production on this record is just great. It's just, it really is about as good as it can get in 2021. I have no issues with any of the choices that they made, tonalities, with the mixing, all that stuff. It's fantastic. Another flawless score, 5 out of 5. Let's take a look at what the community feedback is. Jamie Horsley talking about Cheese. Good for you, man. I love Cheese. Josh Coe, best death metal album of 2021 so far. Very bold statement from Mr. Coe. Memoriam never disappoints. Kelu666. They are slowly but surely filling the void in European death metal left by the end of Bolt Thrower. I would say that Bolt Thrower passed the baton immediately on to Memoriam. I don't ever think there was a void to be filled, but I see what you mean. Jailton Vieira, great album, one of my favorites so far. It is a fantastic death metal album. Quest for Metal, albums that will make you sploosh your special sauce. I told him that I definitely yeeted. And Chip Wild said he maintained a chubby throughout the entire album. I told him Viagra stocks have plummeted since the album release. That is not true. And if you base your stock portfolio upon what I have to say, you're an idiot. So my final thoughts, after tallying up the numbers today, this record gets a 4.4. 4.4, don't be dissuaded by the 3.5 out of 5 composition, okay? I had to go there. This is an honest fucking channel, okay? 4.4 is still pretty damn good. And the graphic that you see is actually, it shows a 4.5. Robbie, you get that fixed. Fix the graphic. A 4.4 is definitely a respectable score in these parts. Definitely be sure to take into consideration our community feedback. We had a couple people say it's their best of the year so far. A lot of very respectable metalheads and music fans in our community here. You gotta listen to what they have to say. They know what they're talking about. As always, let us know what you thought in the record down below in the comments. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Go with the gods. Forge mates, the killing fields await us. Get to the front! Take care.